Buenas noches, queridas yoginis, queridos yogis. Gracias por conectarse. Gracias a los yogis que nos apoyan con el Zoom y con estar pendientes de todas nuestras conexiones y que todo funcione muy bien. Bueno, hoy vamos a ver una charla que Madre nos ofreció el 5 de mayo del 2002 con motivo de la celebración del Puya del Sahasrara, que fue abierto el 5 de mayo de 1970. Entonces, cada 5 de mayo se hace esa celebración, se hace un Puya. Aquí están los enlaces de YouTube del tema musical que vamos a escuchar en la primera y en la última meditación. Y aquí está el Puya. Si ustedes escriben esto en YouTube, encuentran la charla completa. Tiene la traducción directamente en español. Al final vamos a repetir esta diapositiva. Vamos a comenzar moviendo nuestras manos y pidiéndole a nuestra Kundalini que por favor más fibras de ella en su ascenso nos iluminen los canales y permanezcan en nuestro Sahasrara. Y al ponernos bajo el bandhan, bajo la protección, demos gracias a Madre por cada uno de nuestros chakras. Shri Ganesha es el destructor de obstáculos y es el que hace que algo sea auspicioso, que sea de buena ventura, que sea bienaventurado. Este mes que iniciamos hoy, te pedimos, Shri Ganesha, elimina todos los obstáculos que nos impidan crecer espiritualmente. Que todo lo que llamamos negatividad, inconvenientes, sean una oportunidad para crecer. Danos sabiduría, por favor, para aprender de todas esas circunstancias. Recordemos lo que significa el mantra. Om, verdaderamente tú eres Shri Ganesha. Verdaderamente tú eres el Espíritu Santo, la Madre primordial, la diosa pura, y yo te saludo. Mantra de Shri Ganesha. Om Tuameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Dejemos nuestra mano izquierda con la palma hacia arriba, hacia Shri Mataji, y la mano derecha dirigida hacia la tierra. Madre Shri Mahakali, gracias porque nuestro canal izquierdo está cada vez más iluminado, es más fuerte, y todas las cualidades de este canal izquierdo se manifiestan con más intensidad. Te pedimos, por favor, que seamos más conscientes de la importancia de nuestro canal izquierdo. Dejamos nuestra mano derecha con la palma hacia arriba y doblamos el codo izquierdo. Shri Mahasarasvati, gracias porque haces un trabajo enorme sobre nuestro canal derecho, porque cada día sus cualidades se manifiestan más en nuestra vida. Te pedimos que este canal esté cada vez más iluminado, más lleno de energía, más lleno de vibraciones. Que nuestra vida en el canal derecho se ilumine, por favor. Colocamos ambas manos hacia Madre. Llevamos nuestra atención al Vishuddhi, al cuello. Madre, por favor, ayúdanos a ser testigos desapegados. Limpia, ilumina, fortalece nuestro quinto chakra para que muy pronto sea capaz de absorber el ego y el superego. Colocamos nuestra mano en la frente. Madre, gracias por el poder del perdón. Aumenta en nosotros la conciencia de la importancia de perdonar. Madre, yo perdono a todos. Perdono al ego. Perdono al superego. Perdono todos los obstáculos que me impiden crecer espiritualmente. Llevamos la mano a la parte superior de la cabeza. Hacemos un masaje en nuestro Sahasrara. Gracias, Madre, por haber abierto el Sahasrara. Gracias porque lo iluminas cada día más. Mantra de Shri Sahasrara Swamini, que significa la diosa del Sahasrara. Shri Sahasrara Swamini. Om Tuameva Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Bajamos nuestra mano. Por favor, concédenos una profunda meditación. Abrimos nuestros ojos. Vamos a resaltar algunas de las enseñanzas que vamos a recibir de Madre en este video. Nos habla bastante del ego. Vamos a escuchar los que estemos comenzando mucho a hablar del ego en Sahaja Yoga. Porque, como nos dice Shimataji, palabras textuales, el ego es el mayor obstáculo para tu ascenso. Él está encargado de frustrarnos, de decirnos usted no es capaz, usted no puede, victimizarnos, en fin. Hay que verlo con humor. Esta imagen la traigo porque en otra charla, no en esta, Shimataji dice que la mejor forma es ver al ego, no identificarse con el ego. ¿Cómo se acaba con un globito de estos? Con un alfiler, con un pinchacito. Ese alfiler, nos dice Shimataji, es el buen humor. Cuando uno es capaz de reírse, de divertirse de uno mismo, con uno mismo, está muy bien. Esa es la mejor técnica para bajar el ego. Shimataji nos dice, no eres nada moldeado por estas cosas externas, sino que eres moldeado por tu propia conciencia dentro de ti mismo. Esta conciencia tiene que crecer. Somos seres humanos, ahora nos hemos vuelto divinos, y con lo divino dentro de nosotros, con esta luz dentro de nosotros, tenemos que entender que somos una parte inseparable de lo divino, justamente una gota en el océano del amor. Mis poderes, nos dice Shimataji, solo funcionan cuando ustedes son almas realizadas. Se sorprenderán. Mis poderes resuelven muchas cosas que no pueden funcionar con personas que tienen ego. Aquí les hago un paréntesis. Hay gente muy curiosa, es una observación bien inteligente, que dice, pero, por ejemplo, el baño de pies. Y hay gente que va al mar o vive en el mar, vive en la costa y todos los días mete los pies en el mar. Y eso no los hace unas personas mejores. ¿Por qué? Porque no son personas realizadas. Todos ustedes deben usar mis poderes de protección. Este poder de protección es muy, muy fuerte. Por ejemplo, digamos que hay un problema y que todo el mundo se preocupa por ello. Lo único es que si sabes cómo ser testigo del problema, desaparecerá. Desaparecerá del mundo entero. El problema no puede mantenerse. En estos días el mundo está lleno de alboroto, como ves, lleno de gente tonta, lleno de gente peleadora, gente dominante que se está imponiendo. En este tiempo, si tan solo observas en el estado de testigo, eso desaparecerá. Esto es una invitación a que le pidamos a Madre, a nuestra Kundalini, que es lo mismo. Ayúdame a ser un testigo, un observador del mundo. Nos recuerda Shimataji dónde está el ego. Veamos la posición estratégica que tienen el ego y el superego. Están dificultando el paso de nuestra Kundalini y de nuestra conciencia para que lleguen al Sahasrara. Entonces, mientras menos inflados tengamos estos dos balones, mucho mejor. El Vishuddhi absorbe como si fueran unos globos de esos inflables todo el exceso de ego y de superego. Hoy me gustaría pedirles a todos ustedes que hicieran un voto. Ya no le daremos más oportunidades a nuestros egos. Renunciamos a nuestro ego. Esto es una pregunta que es la pregunta típica de los buscadores y que es muy frustrante cuando uno no tiene respuesta. Aquí en Sahaja Yoga Madre nos da la respuesta. ¿Para qué estás a salvo? ¿Cuál es el valor de tu vida? ¿Por qué estás viviendo? ¿De qué se trata? ¿Por qué Dios te ha salvado y te ha dado todo esto? Porque hay mucho por hacer por este mundo. Ustedes son, debo decirlo, soldados de la verdad, soldados de la bondad. Madre, te pedimos por favor que tus palabras lleguen muy profundamente a nuestra conciencia.
This ego comes from certain consciousness that you have been something great, you are this, you are that, your parents have been great, maybe your property is great, or maybe you are occupying very big position or anything. It can come from anything, and this consciousness is against your awareness because it's not true. You are not anything being molded by these outside things, but you are molded by your own awareness within yourself. This awareness has to grow. From where is to understand how do we get this ego. From what point? Yesterday I felt there were lots of people who were having a lot of right side on them. This right side is of no help. It will create problems for you, sickness for you, and also no use having right-sided surgeries. So the main thing is to understand the power of love. Power of love is the highest and the greatest. And if you can manage somehow or other to give up your anger, give up your greed and also your ego, if you can do that, you can be in Sahasrara. Now just see the spot of ego. It stops your ascent further. At ego only people get lost. Because at ego only they move to the left or to the right, and they can go to the too much of right side or can go up to the left side. They can go to any extreme of these two. So first of all, we have to correct our ego. For this ego, what should we do? For this ego, we should watch ourselves and laugh at ourselves. What ego do we have of what? We are human beings, now have become divine. And with divine within us, with this light within us, we have to understand that we are a part and parcel of the divine, just a drop in the ocean of love. If you can reduce your ego, if you can bring it to the actual sense of your being, then it will work out better. I find it in the West, this ego is very strong, very, very strong. And whatever they do wrong, they think is correct. Because ego can support you in every way. While on the contrary, those people who are developing, the countries who are not yet developed, there the people problem is not of ego but of superego. That can be corrected. But ego is your own enemy created by you. So you have to fight it and see for yourself from where it is coming. It might be country-wise, it might be family-wise, it can be from anywhere. So first of all, we must watch out for the ego. If it is Sahasrara, we have to enter it. When I was looking out for a collective happening of Sahasrara opening, I found it was the ego of people which was keeping me down. I had to fight the ego of people because I am a woman of a very simple habits. No pride, nothing. So people used to suppress me, say all kinds of things to me. But I understood them because they had ego problem. And once this ego evolves and tries to dominate, we can have Hitlers in this country, we can have all these horrible people all over the world. So the first thing you should understand, those who have ego, we should not ever subdue to them. Of course, you shouldn't start fighting, but you have faith in yourself that you are people who have got self-realization. You are much more powerful than they are. My powers only work out when you are realized souls. You'll be surprised. They work out many things which may not work out with people with ego. Like the other day I heard from Africa that people become invisible suddenly. There was coup d'etat and the president is Sahjogi. He became invisible, nobody could find him. Because they are very much surrendered. They are so much surrendered that they get advantage of my powers. You all should use my powers also of protection. This protection power is very, very strong, especially for people who are very much in Sahaja Yoga, who are very much there. So you must have, first of all, complete faith in yourself that you are Sahajogis, but not the ego. Sahajogis means you cannot have ego. This ego business has come from various sources, you know that. But it has to be cleansed out. Like when the river flows, all kinds of dirt, filth flows into it. But when it meets the sea, it becomes the sea. In the same way, you have to become that. To become the sea, what you have to do is to forget all these tributaries which were coming into you and all these wrong ideas which came to you. It can be from any source. I do not know how to name them because there's a big list of these sources. People are mad sometimes with this ego. So main thing is how to watch and witness your ego, how it works, how it spoils your temperament, how it spoils your relationships, how it makes you stupid. Ego is first thing it does is to make you very stupid, and you start behaving in such a manner that people start thinking that, oh, you are the great, stupidest person ever living. But it is of no help, because if they believe that you are a stupid person, what will happen? On the contrary, if you have the wisdom, if you have that peace, if you have that special temperament of enjoying everything in life, and also the collective temperament, it will work out. They will be impressed, because in that light they can see their own stupidity, own falsehood, everything, and they will realize that what they think is not true. This gentleman is much deeper than me. What he has got, I haven't got it. This is the main thing for all of us. In Sahaja Yoga we have people who are leaders. That doesn't mean they become really leaders, but that means that they have a greater depth. If they don't have, they get out. If they have the depth, then they are leaders, in the sense others see them and really enjoy their being there. So in everything you can see for yourself. Especially I would say for the leaders, because people see them and they are the ideals for them. For me, they say that mother is after all mother. What can we achieve from her? But from the leaders they learn a lesson and they understand that this is wrong, this is not proper. First of all, you should be models of Sahaja Yoga. And that is what I have been always telling you. That get rid of your ego is the worst thing, because first of all it brings anger. You think you are something great and you can do this, you can do that because you are a Sahaja Yogi. It's not true. On the contrary, you become extremely humble, and you do right things. You do not become any more arrogant and also full of anger. Anger departs from you completely. It gives you a balance, it gives you wisdom by which you see what is your job. Why are you on this earth? Why this energy has come to you? Why you are a divine personality? It's a very, very great responsibility. You don't have to look after yourself. No. The divine will look after you. Absolutely. It will protect you. It will look after you. It will do whatever is needed for you. But in case you have this ego, you shut out yourself from the reality, from the truth, and you become very hot-tempered and arrogant personality. This has to go away. Sahajogis are saints, not saints, but they are more than saints because they can express themselves better. They have powers in them which they can utilize, which they can show to other people that you are so powerful that you can manage things much better than what you think. For example, say there's a problem and the whole world is upset about it. Only thing, if you know how to witness it, it will disappear. It will disappear in the whole world. It cannot remain there. So nowadays the world is full of turmoil, as you see. full of nonsensical people coming up, full of quarrelsome people, dominating people are overpowering. At this time, if you just see this in the witness state, this will disappear. Because very powerful, you are very powerful. But you must know first of all that you must have the equipment to use the power. If you have that equipment within you, you can do it. But with your ego, you cannot. Ego is the greatest hurdle for your ascent. You see that ego is at a place where you have to just cross to go to Sahasrara. And to break Sahasrara is very easy otherwise. But if there is ego, you are already lost in that ego. So against all this, one has to understand that watch yourself. Is he egoistical? What does he think about itself? Ego is very limited. It makes you limited and you don't see the purpose of your life. Why have you become a realized soul? You don't understand. You just are involved in your own affairs, in your family, in your children, in your something like that, very low. But if you have a egoless temperament, then you are very effective. The whole power works. What I've seen, the power of Sahasrara is so great. In some people it has worked wonders. They have worked it greatly. But because of ego, so many people are still not of that level that we can say they are Sahaja-Yogis. Now, as it is, I am here to tell you about it. And in those days when these saints came in, nobody was there to guide them, to tell them anything. On the contrary, they were so much destroyed by the surroundings. And people never understood why they don't have any ego, why they are so humble. So they misused. But now you have powers. You must know how to use your powers. But that should not give you by any chance any ego that you have powers. On the contrary, you should be humble. You have power to be humble. And if you can be humble and understand that these people have not yet realized souls, they are at a lower level. Still their ego is catching them and they are at a lower level. They have to come up. When you understand that, then you will have not only pity but also understanding about them, and a kind of a help will come to you from the divine that will solve your problems. I find most of you have problems of very low level sometimes. And then I'm surprised, why are you bothered about these problems? You see, you are so powerful. So in Sahasrara, you must know what powers are there. There are 1,000 powers. 1,000 powers within you which are being enlightened. If you can understand that, then you will understand that what's the use of having ego? Because you have such a lot of powers within you which you have not utilized. We should use, but because of ego you cannot. With love you can. With love you can manage and you can do a lot. So I would request all of you today to take a vow that we'll have no more chances for our egos. We'll give it up. We'll give up our ego because there's no sense. That's an obstruction between us. When the Sahasrara wants to work, it cannot because of ego obstruction. So better not have ego of anything. You may be a good singer, you may be anything in life, maybe some big man or anything what is so-called, has no meaning. What we need today are people who are egoless and who have powers completely flowing in them. With the opening of Sahasrara, all these powers should flow. If the Sahasrara is fully open, all these powers of love should flow. You'll be amazed that wherever I go, people just fall in love with me. I don't know why, I don't do anything to them, but just they feel my love. That's what it should be, that people should feel your love and they should know that you are a lovable person. This is the thing you are made, a special people, very special for this whole world's emancipation. That's your job, and not otherwise just collecting money and doing all kinds of nonsensical things. You are for here very, very sensible job, which is to raise the Kundalini of people and make them aware of their greatness. Human beings are not created only to war and fight, not created here to play politics and do all dirty tricks. They are not made here to lead a life which is very, I would say, filthy and dirty. But in this world, we are here to do such a great job of God who has created us. So this is possible if you are aware that your sahasraras are being opened out. And that in this sahasrara resides the purity. Not all these small little things about which you are worried. Some people try to take advantage of Sahaja Yoga, thinking that they can do better, they can have help of others, and nothing of the kind. You can be helped by yourself. You don't need any help. On the contrary, you have to help others. There is no need to expect any help from anyone. Look at me. I am an ordinary housewife otherwise, but how it has worked all over the world. By what? By just the power of love. Only trouble is that I can use my power of love while you don't know how to use. That's the only problem. If you want to use your power of love, in meditation you can develop that power of love. With that you can capture people. With that you can understand their problems are that they are not Sahajogis. They are not the people who are having all the blessings or the connection with the divine. Imagine you are connected with divine, and divine is such a great thing which has created this whole universe, created you, and have done all the great jobs. So what are you? You are a part and parcel of that divine power. So why not we use our divine power fully within us with love and with understanding, so that you develop this wisdom within you. This is what is to be told to yourself, that we are realized souls. This one is something, a personality special, very much special. In this world, there are very few people who are realized souls. But now we have so many, I can see them, but still it's lacking in. Some problems are there because of our ego. One should not have ego of anything. Everything is perishable. What is not perishable is divine love. What is not perishable is divine personality. All the time you see the saints and all that, though they are dead, people remember them. All their poetry is remembered. Though they could not do much of sahasrara work, they couldn't give realization to people, still because of their personality, they are still respected. And people know that these people have been doing marvelous things, miraculous things. In the same way, you can see your own miracles, and you can see for yourself what you are capable of, because now you are connected with the divine. This is one fact you should know. Whenever there is danger, whenever there is problem, you will say you will be saved. Many have been saved out of you, no doubt. But that is not sufficient. You are saved for what? What is the value of your life? Why are you living? What is the matter? Why God has saved you, given you all this? Because there's so much to be done for this world. You are the, I should say, soldiers of truth, soldier of goodness. And all that is to be done with great courage and understanding about yourself. So what you have to do is to have self-knowledge. You have to know about yourself. You must have self-knowledge, what you are. If that you don't have, what's the use of opening the sahasrara? Self-knowledge doesn't give you any pride, nothing, but gives you the duty what you have to do, what you have to work out. It's not only just for you, that's Sahaja Yoga, but you are for the whole world. Please try to understand. Sometimes we think Sahaja Yoga is there for our betterment, for a good health, this, that. It's not so. It is for the betterment of others. Your powers are there which you are not utilizing. You are still busy. I get letters saying that this is wrong with us, wrong with that. But why can't you correct yourself? If you can't correct yourself, how can you correct others? That's what it is. I would say I can see that there's an understanding going into your understanding that you are great. You are not ordinary people. And this has to be practiced and to be used in a manner that will show that you are Sahajogis. You are no less than any Sufi or any realized soul or any saint, no less. But you have powers which they didn't have, of which they were not conscious. While you have these powers, try to understand what powers you have. But by understanding that, you should not have pride about it or anyway. But that's your job. You have to do it. You are there and you'll enjoy it because it is not with ego but with ego-less work. If you can manage that much, it will be very good. Now ego has come down very much, I must say very much. I hear from people that ego has come down. But sometimes they are still quite funny and fighting and this and that. But despite all that, I must say in these, whatever work has been done on these years, people have worked it out among themselves. So you have to watch yourself and see for yourself what ego you have. Why should you be egoistical? Some of the people have ego of their country. Some of the people, it's all mythical. It's all mythical. What is that? You could have been born anywhere. So you are born in a particular country, you have that ego. And it is something, I must say, one has to be ashamed of, because your country, whatever it is not doing very well. It's not spiritually equipped. So why should you be so proud of your country? When you will work it out and they will become spiritually equipped, then of course you can have pride in your country. But I see not that happening. And so you have to work it out. And I'm also happy to see that so much of Sahaja Yoga is now spread out everywhere. It's spreading very fast. In countries where I never expected, it's spreading out. So there are people everywhere in the world who want to have it. They want to have their realization and they want to know what is beyond this human life. They don't want to waste their life anymore as human beings, but as superhuman beings, I should call them, as Sahajogis. So our ego has to be seen, is to be watched in witness state, how it works and how it tries to dissuade us from the right path of movement. One has to be only careful on that point because that's the last center which has to be opened out. Once it is completely open, you are one with the divine. And your all problems will be solved because these problems are so frivolous and has no meaning. It will go away in no time as long as you work it out, your sahasrara. It's very nice that today is a very special day with all these 3 stars are coming together and it's special blessing. If your powers increase, all these people who are very bad, who are trying to capture the society with their political nonsense and all that, they all will disappear. They have no powers, they'll all disappear. So, first of all, your egoless nature will help everyone. May God bless you all.
A partir de lo que acabamos de escuchar de Shrimataji, podemos decir, entre otras cosas, Madre, por favor, danos sabiduría para valorar y utilizar tus poderes de protección. Ayúdanos a establecer en nosotros el estado de testigo para que el caos que hay en el mundo desaparezca. Ya no le daremos más oportunidades a nuestros egos. Renunciamos a nuestro ego. Por favor, ayúdanos a desarrollar y a utilizar al máximo el poder del amor. Danos sabiduría para valorar nuestra existencia y para ser mejores instrumentos para que tú puedas seguir trabajando para la salvación de este mundo. Vamos a recordar que si cruzamos nuestras manos, nuestras muñecas a la altura de la frente, descruzamos y bajamos. Así estamos bajando el ego y el superego. Hagamos esto también con frecuencia cuando veamos que hay muchos pensamientos, cuando nuestra mente esté embotada, cuando sintamos dolor de cabeza. Esto ayuda a nuestra Kundalini a equilibrar, a bajar esos canales extremos. Para la meditación final tenemos un tema musical cantado por una mujer. Vamos a pedirle a nuestra Madre Kundalini que nos ayude a estar en ese estado de conciencia cada vez más profundo, conciencia sin pensamientos. Decimos el mantra de la conciencia sin pensamientos, Shri Nirvichara. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirvichara Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha.
Shai Mardan Sher Yazdan Quwwat-e Parwardigar Shai Mardan Sher Yazdan Quwwat-e Parwardigar La Fatah Hilali La Sayf La Zulfikar Ali hai man kul to Ali Ali hai man kul to Ali Ali hai man kul to Ali Ali Mola 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 Ali 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 Mola Hey dariya Hey dariya kalandara masta Hey dariya kalandara masta Banda ye Murtaza Ali hasta Peshwaye tamam mardana Kaise ke kuwe sher yazdana Mola Ali Mola Mola Ali Mola Hey man kunto mola Hey man kunto mola Hey man kunto mola Azali
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः.
Nuevamente le pedimos a nuestra Kundalini que a medida que movemos nuestras manos, por favor, más y más hilitos de ella suban por nuestros canales, por nuestro canal central, que en su ascenso ilumine nuestros canales, nuestros chakras, que al hacer el nudo permanezca, por favor, nuestro Sahasrara, y al cubrirnos con el bandhan, pidamos protección para cada uno de nuestros chakras. Muchas gracias por haberse conectado. Aquí están los enlaces. En el chat les compartí el vínculo también. Vimos el Puya del Sahasrara del año 2002, el 5 de mayo. Y aquí está el tema musical de violín de la primera meditación, el enlace para que ustedes busquen. Cuando escriban en YouTube esta fecha, Sahasrara Puya Italia, encuentran la charla. Y el último tema de la meditación lo encuentran en YouTube escribiendo este titular. Y en el chat encuentran también el vínculo de la charla de madre. Muchas gracias. Que tengan un mes de diciembre muy auspicioso, muy propicio para el crecimiento espiritual. Y nos seguimos viendo en las meditaciones de cada mañana a las 6 y martes, jueves y sábados. Gracias. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, gracias.